right, welcome to the Ankh podcast. This is our first episode, and we are recording live here on Riverside.com. Amazing platform. It's funny because I actually graduated from Riverside High School in New Jersey. So now that I find a platform that helps me be able to start my first podcast, today we're going to jump into a very great topic. And in this world, in this society, and today of how it is, I think it's more than ever, it's more evident than ever that the black community is waking up stronger than ever. We talk about Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness literally is coming, and it's already here. And the topic of today I wanted to talk about, and I have my notes if I'm looking down here, is breaking the black matrix, rebuilding community and culture. That is one of the biggest things we have to do as a black community, because over time, this is going to be a very fun podcast. And over time, we've been always misdirected. And most importantly, we have actually created our own prison, right? As black people, we created our own prison. The craziest thing is what I'm saying by that is that we own nothing but create the whole thing. This is what I'm going to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is some points that we have to rebuild. Okay, so the importance of a strong family structure, that's one of the biggest topics we need to talk about. And in the black community, that's not a strong pillar, and it's based off of fear of loss with the white folk, of why they had pushed that into our communities, right? Because the one thing that we all know they fear the most is black excellency. And black excellency is one of the biggest things that can take back the control that they never even had anyway, right? So when we talk about strong family structures, we need the mother in the house, we need the father in the house, and that's one of the biggest things that's not prominent, right? It's there, but it's not dominant, and we need it to be dominant more than ever. And the attack is on black women. The attack is on black men. Now, let's break down how absence the fathers affect young boys and girls in the community. The father, as we all know, is pretty much the discipline in the household. The discipline in the household that keeps everybody accountable, that keeps the flow state in the house, meaning that everything is good if dad is good. And many people haven't grown up with their fathers that are black in their household. I mean, I haven't grown up with my dad, my parents. I'm a victim of single family households. And, I can share a little bit about my story of how I grew up in a single family household. But the real simple reality of it is, if you want to choose a better path for you, you would do it. But we need to be able to bring back these households. So the father, we know, has to be there, most importantly for the daughter, because when a woman doesn't have a father in the household, that automatically creates rebellion against men. And what that means is, if a black woman does not have her father in her household, then automatically when she gets older, she's not going to hold respect to the man. And we're seeing this all across the culture that they've created, right? And the biggest goal that they have hit, the white America, was to separate the father from out of the household. And as that grew over decades, now we're propagated, and now we're in a dilemma of the female rappers, right? And they're a topic on this here too as well. So we might as well just start talking about that, because as these female rappers start making this music about F the man, disrespect the man, take his money, he ain't worth nothing if he's not getting you any physical material things, trick on him, have sex with his friend too, and then they start rapping about their coochie, booty hole brown, all these things that are vulgar, that's literally degrading our goddesses, is not on accident but on purpose. And that's just one phase that they've stuck. All these female rappers are actually like CIA agents, in the sense of they are literally making plagues on the black community. And just that simple of the father not being there, that was a setup for what's going on now, right? So the mother in the household, we talked about the father. Now the mother is now the man's peace, right? And the mother is the love factor that keeps everybody together in harmony, right? Woman can build that household to the greatest kingdom, or the woman can bring that shit down to fire. You know, one verse in the Bible always talks about it is better for a man to sleep on a roof that is not stable than be in a house with a quarrelsome woman. And what that means to me is like, because I've lived it, you know, and I'm not really jumping in my story. This is more for everybody to resonate with. And you know, I've been lived in a house with a quarrelsome woman, and a lot of us brothers growing up, single family houses, a lot of those moms order quarrelsome woman. That's why the father isn't there anymore, right? So this whole plague and this whole attack on the black woman is simply on purpose, not on accident, right? So the mother keeps the love in household, the rhythm of the peace in the father's mind. That's why the woman is such a treat to us, is such a goal, such a prominent figure for us. They hold the womb that literally these stresses us from this world. There's nothing better than, you know, when you're connected with a woman and you go deep sea diving up in there. I mean, fellas, you guys can relate, but it's very strong for us. So we need to start bringing these things back. Another topic I want to talk about is mothers carrying pressure they were never meant to carry alone, right? So many of us in the black community see this. I mean, I'm in Philadelphia right now, and you know, fellas and ladies, you guys go to these grocery stores, go out public outings, and these women, all you see is women with like 3 to 2 kids with no man around, and there's no protection, and that creates a whole barrier for women to start handling things they're not supposed to, right? The woman isn't the protector. The man is the protector. So now that the man isn't around, now women start getting delegated tasks to themselves that a man has to do. So therefore, there's an unbalance there. We talk about mayat, right? With we need to create the balance, right? So now the woman is holding all the weights rather than just holding her weight of what she needs to do, which is be that peace and that love factor and that scaling of a multiplier to the man. Women now starting to be more. That's why we see women being more masculine. That's why we see women doing more male jobs. That's why we see now women playing football, you know, women doing everything that man wants to do, because they have created this stigmatism, this culture of that they gotta be like, the woman is in a competition with the man that we not even trying to be in a competition with. We know who it is. We not trying to be feminine. The woman's trying to be masculine. So with that being said, the women are starting to be able to get tasks that's not even theirs, and it just looks silly. So women, you just need to wake up and understand the play at hand that they're doing for y'all, because they bring you out of your nature. This is why I do this podcast, and I'm excited. This is my first episode, and I feel like this is going pretty good. So, all right, next topic we want to talk about is healing between black men and women. So that's one of the biggest things we got to do, because sometimes I still am a victim of when I see a black woman, especially being here in Philadelphia, that I'm automatically like my guards go up in the sense of like, man, this girl is like, so they've created a war in between us, and that war is it's an imaginary war that was created by the white man to be able to not keep us in unity, if that makes sense. And I hope that hits home for most of you, because when the black man doesn't like the black woman, that makes our race start not populating. You know, now these women want to be more masculine than men, and now men, you know, when we get in a relationship with a black woman, they want to be they in a competition being who can be in lead or in charge. And what that does, it leaves the man with no goal in the relationship, right? Because we're the natural protectors, providers, just like they all say they want. But then when they get in a relationship, they want to steer the boat, they want to drive the bus, they want to be in control, but they want a man that do this. And logic doesn't work with them anymore, because their brain is so docile to what we talked about earlier with this rap music. You know, a lot of these women will literally not talk to a man anymore. They say something about Beyonce. They say something about Sexy Red. They say something about Cardi B. They say something. Nicki Minaj is one of the biggest ones. I've sat on dates and jokingly said Nicki Minaj, is, the one that's attacking black women. All these black rappers, female rappers, they're attacking the black woman. So, this is the healing process that we got to talk about. Healing between black men and black women. So now that we see where the sword is coming from, this is what we have to do. We have to disengage from the music industry that we created 50 years ago from oppression. These white folks done put us in these hoods, these ghettos. And from that, we became a product of our environment that ended up steaming and creating the rap world based off of from Eazy-E and the NWA era, just skyrocketed from there. And it's the weapon that we've created that the white man is only making money from. So now they're making money from our corruption. I think a lot of you guys that are watching this podcast, you guys definitely already know that. So moving on to the next topic, I'm having a great time. This is very therapeutic for me. Now let's jump to the next topic, creating support systems instead of blame. So creating the support system now more than ever, especially in this time, us black folk need to start coming together. We need to start doing tribes and kingdoms again, because that's where we come from. We are Moors, M-U-R-R-S, not M-O-O-R-E-S, right? There's a difference in between. You go ahead and Google them, and forgive me if I spelt them wrong, but the point still remains. We need to be able to bring back the households, black men, black women, and we need to start getting our land back, right? One of the biggest things that messed up the whole evolution of the black race was the time of colonization, right? This whole, even Pennsylvania, I'm in Pennsylvania, I'm in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is huge, and they only got black folk and the Mexicans and the Latino folk, called AK Aztecs, Mayans, and Tajinos. They got us all in this little section of this big Pennsylvania, and that's where all of us are just suffering. I mean, it's a concrete jungle. It's unnatural to us. So we need to start bringing the tribes back. We need to start demanding things. Like, this is how it was back in our Egyptian days, back in our Tartarian days, back into the Atlantean days. We literally had kingdoms and we had tribes. And most of you that will remember, definitely, I hope I'm sparking this into you, because this is how it works. God gave us this earth to be able to have dominion over. If we're not having dominion over this earth, then we aren't living the purpose that the Most High gave us. So in this simple understanding, we need to get land, and from the land, we need to get together, and let's just put a narrative together. And I'm gonna do the smallest narrative, right? Let's talk about 1 acre. We get 1 acre of land, and there's 5 brothers, there's 5 sisters, 5 homeboys and their girlfriends. They all come together. They get on that acre. You can get campers, or you can build a container home, or you can buy those already pre-built photo homes on Amazon. Whatever it may be, that 5 men and the 5 women need to procreate. One brother have 4 kids with his wife. Another brother have 4 kids with his wife. The other brother have 4 kids with his wife. The other brother have 4 kids with his wife. 4, 8, 12, 16. That's 16 now kids. Is the beginning of a kingdom there. You have boys, you have females. Those 4 males that had babies with their goddess, they're not related. Cool. Now they sons can mate with their daughters, and that's how you start building a kingdom, building a tribe. You see, no control, no system, no one that is telling us what we do. And then in that 1 acre, we just use a 1 acre. It could be bigger, whatever. In that acre, they will now have homestead. They will have chickens, goats, cows. They can build their own club. You can do anything. The sky is the limit when we talk about building tribes and building communities and kingdoms. This is our will. Remember, our will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is our God-given right. And these colonization mother chuckers took that away from us because they needed to control us. They were literally made by the enemy, dog. There is no ifs, ands, whats, and about it. They were made by the enemy to be able to steal what God has created for his chosen people. Why do you think we can take the sun? Why do you think they can't take the sun? Why do you think they're automatically been torturing us over decades? That's for another podcast, but I feel like these topics are hitting home for a lot of you guys. Comment down below if this is hitting for you guys. That topic was creating a support system instead of blame. No more blaming the outside sources. Let's get together and start doing this because this is super doable. There's people already doing it, but it has to be the stigmatism for us as the black community. Most importantly, we gotta get out of these white narratives that they've created, right? Hip hop. Stop trying to become a rapper if you're not single, right? Stop. Honestly, I wouldn't even want people to go to the NFL anymore. I think that stands for nigga for life. And all these white people that, for instance, the Eagles player, and this may be going off the topic a little bit, but the Eagles player from Nigeria, they just drafted him, never played college football, never played high school football, never played Pee Wee, never played a snap of football his whole life. But he's 6'7", 300 something pounds and running a 4.6, and they're like, oh, this is good. Let's get his ass over here. That's all they care about. It's the same play. They've been playing on us for decades, for years. Even from when Yeshua died, 2,000 plus years ago. They've been running the same script and rely on them. And the fact that you're a millionaire to play for them is crazy, bro. There should be no reason. That Dolphins quarterback, they just signed him 3 years, $57 million. Just to throw some pigskin to distract everybody. It's crazy. How someone going to get $37 million to throw a football when there's people out here that can't even eat? When there's people out here that's scrambling for $1. It's insane. It's insane. But let's move on to the next topic here. Teaching emotional intelligence and discipline at home. You see, this goes back to the parent household. This is what it goes back to. The parents have to be in the house teaching that. And most importantly, a woman is not a woman unless she can control her emotional, because the woman has a very chaotic and jealous spirit. If she cannot control that, which is the pinnacle of a lot of destruction in households, then she can't be a woman. She's still a girl, because a woman masters that. And then the same thing with the male. We have to understand that we have to master our emotions in a sense that will tear the family down. We have to look at, is this best for the family or is this going to destroy the family? So that's what we have to look at. So when we look at that and the parents have that mastered or continuing to build on that together, then the kids will only emulate what the parents do, right? So that's what we're talking about, an intelligent and disciplined at home. In the sense of dad needs to teach the son, or, the son how to, and this is the roots that we used to build trades. Trades is the most important thing. I personally don't know how to build a structure out from a blueprint. I don't know how to do duct work, electrical work. I don't know how to do any of that. But I'm only, I'm still young. I can learn that. And this is the era for us all to learn that more than anything. They disengaged us with the tools to be able to build tribes and communities by not teaching us that. So that discipline has to come from the dad in that sense, because that's something we all need to learn. And that's something we all can do together as a black community, especially with a lot of them already doing those trades. I mean, the Mexicans teach their kids that as soon as they can hold a hammer. They all can build something. Everywhere you go, you see the Mexican, the Mayans building stuff. And that's their family. They know how to do it. So I hope I touched that point on there. The intelligence and discipline at the home starts with the parents. If just starts with them. So kids only mirror what their parents do. So next one, why community involvement matters for children. So this is the most important thing, talking about tribes and building a community for black folk. This is one of the biggest things. When you can do that, you can have your own school on your tribe, on your land, and the kids can learn from that. Community involvement matters in the sense of once this kid can start thinking for itself and start using the tangible tools that we have, our ears, our hands, all that, that kid needs to start doing. You look at kids in China, they're already, by the time they're in kindergarten, I guess they call it, or over here we call it kindergarten. I don't know what it's called over there, but they're already cooking. The girls already know how to sew, how to put things together. The males out there learning karate early. As soon as this avatar can work in the sense that they are coherent and conscious, they're doing it. So that's what I'm saying. Our kids are way behind. So for the black community specifically, we need to start coming together and making sure our kids is on point, because there's a lot that are being left behind right now. I have friends that are teachers. All they talk about is how bad them kids is. My dad's a sub. My friend Dom, she's a teacher. Yo. You all good? Yeah. Someone just walked in my house. Someone just walked in my house, because all of them. That's the one thing. All of the damn things look the same. They all look the same. So it all looked the same. But yeah, I hope that helps you guys. And I hope this was a good episode, man. It's 21 minutes. Like, subscribe, and comment. My next video is gonna be cool. But as this podcast keeps going, the setup looked different, but I just thought, why not? I'm at home. Let me just start my first episode and record. And I hope we had a great topic, and comment down below. And yeah.